You have done this before. Different person, same pattern. They were charming and warm at the start. You felt a pull toward them that was hard to explain. Things moved fast and felt intense. And then, slowly, almost imperceptibly, they started pulling back. Less texting, less availability, a growing sense that you were always the one reaching and they were always the one retreating. And instead of walking away, you tried harder. You made yourself more understanding, more patient, more flexible. You told yourself that if you could just show them you were safe, they would finally open up. And the more they pulled away, the more consuming they became in your mind. This is not bad judgment. This is not a coincidence. There is a specific psychological reason you keep ending up here. And once you see it clearly, you can stop repeating it. Chapter 1. Why avoidant people feel so magnetic. The attraction is not random. It is wired. If you have an anxious attachment style, your nervous system is primed to pursue. It is always scanning for signs of disconnection and always ready to close the gap. An avoidant partner whose nervous system is primed to create distance slots directly into that dynamic. They pull back, you lean in. The push and pull feels like electricity. It feels like passion. But what you are actually feeling is your attachment system working at full capacity. Psychologist Stan Tatkin, whose research examines how attachment styles interact in couples, describes the anxious and avoidant pairing as one of the most common and most painful relationship dynamics. The anxious partner interprets the avoidance distance as a challenge to overcome. Every small moment of closeness feels like a victory. Every withdrawal reignites the pursuit. The nervous system reads this cycle as intensity, and intensity gets filed under love. The avoidant partner is not trying to hurt you. Their nervous system learned, usually in early childhood, that expressing needs and seeking closeness leads to rejection or engulfment, so they protect themselves through distance. The tragedy is that their pulling away activates your deepest fear of abandonment, and your pursuing activates their deepest fear of being consumed. Both of you are trying to feel safe. Neither of you can, because your strategies directly conflict with each other. The first step out of this pattern is accepting the magnetic pull you feel toward avoidant people is a trauma response, not a compatibility signal. Recognizing the difference between familiar and right is where the work begins. Chapter 2. What is happening in your nervous system? Here's the science behind why this feels impossible to resist. Helen Fisher's neuroimaging research on romantic love found that the brain regions activated during longing and pursuit overlap significantly with those involved in addiction. The dopamine system, which drives motivation and craving, is most activated not by consistent reward, but by unpredictable reward. When someone is warm and then cold, present and then distant, your dopamine system does not quiet down, it escalates. It keeps you locked in a state of craving because the reward keeps arriving just often enough to maintain the pursuit. This is intermittent reinforcement. It's the same mechanism that makes gambling so difficult to stop. The payout is uncertain, and that uncertainty is precisely what makes the brain keep reaching. Every time an avoidant partner lets you in briefly before pulling back, that moment of closeness hits harder than it would in a stable relationship. The scarcity makes it feel precious. Your brain learns to associate the pain of the chase with the depth of the connection. It's not depth, it's dopamine, and your brain cannot tell the difference without your help. Chapter 3. The childhood root you might not see. Here is the part most people resist. You are not falling for avoidant partners by accident. You are falling for them because something about their emotional unavailability matches a relational template your nervous system built a long time ago. For most people who repeatedly choose avoidant partners, there was someone early in life, a parent, a primary caregiver, whose love felt just out of reach. Someone who was sometimes warm and sometimes distant. Someone whose approval you worked hard for and only occasionally received. Someone who taught you without using words that love is something you earn through persistence, not something you simply receive. Psychologist Mary Ainsworth, whose landmark Strange Situation studies mapped infant attachment responses, found that children who develop anxious attachment do so specifically in response to inconsistent caregiving, not absent caregiving. Inconsistent. The caregiver is sometimes there and sometimes not, warm and then withdrawn. The child learns that connection requires constant monitoring and pursuit to maintain. That child grows up, and they find avoidant partners familiar, not because they want to suffer, because the emotional architecture matches the one they were raised in. The longing feels like home. Chapter 4. How to break the pattern for real. The pattern does not break through willpower. It breaks through rewiring what your nervous system recognizes as attractive. The first step is learning to read the early signs rather than explaining them away. Avoidant partners show you who they are quickly. They are inconsistent with communication early on. They keep things casual longer than feels right. They pull back after moments of genuine closeness. They talk about needing independence in ways that signal they are not fully available. You have probably noticed these signs before and talked yourself out of them. The feelings were too strong. The potential felt too good. From now on, treat early inconsistency as information, not as a challenge to overcome. A person who is emotionally available does not require you to chase them into openness. Consistency at the start is not boring. It's the foundation everything else is built on. The second step is deliberately spending time with emotionally available people, even platonically. Your nervous system needs new data. It needs repeated experiences of closeness that do not require pursuit, that do not come with withdrawal, that do not leave you feeling like you have to earn your place. Friendships can provide this. Therapy can provide this. Every relationship where you are met consistently is quietly updating your baseline for what connection feels like. The third step is sitting with the discomfort of stability when it arrives romantically. An available partner will not feel as activating at first. That flatness is not a sign of incompatibility. It's your dopamine system adjusting to a dynamic that does not require crisis to function. Give it time before you decide there is no chemistry. What you're waiting for is not chemistry. It's the familiar ache, and that ache is not love. It's a habit. You do not keep falling for avoidant partners because you're broken or because good love is not meant for you. You fall for them because your nervous system was taught a very specific lesson about what love looks and feels like, and it's been loyal to that lesson ever since. But loyalty to an old wound is not destiny. The lesson can be unlearned. The pattern can end. Not by finding the right avoidant person to finally fix, but by becoming someone whose nervous system no longer needs the chase to feel alive. That's the work, and it's entirely possible. Here's your challenge. Within the next 24 hours, think back to the avoidant partners you've chosen and write down 3 early signs you noticed but dismissed. Not to shame yourself for missing them, to train yourself to see them clearly next time. Awareness at the start of a pattern is worth more than clarity at the end of one. Subscribe for the next video. The work continues there.